Yo, good evening. Long time no see, USA, International Canada, Long Island, AK Strong Island, tri-state areas of New Jersey, Connecticut, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, who rhymes with now or later, just like the candy. Your host with the most misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, Queens, New York native who's also a fan of New York teams such as the New York Giants, the New York Knicks, aka Knicks at 5, and of course the New York Mets from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. You are now rocking with me by listening and watching the 163rd episode of the entertainment review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube and in the comfort of my room where I do my podcast recordings. And if you missed out on any episodes whatsoever, sorry about the siren. Sorry about the siren right there. If you missed out on any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to actually catch up on the YouTube channel page. And speaking of YouTube, make sure you click on that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page. Leave a like and a comment alongside with spreading the word to your friends about this podcast as well. And of course, click on the notification alerts so you'll be able to know and be notified when I'll be on the air live with new episodes and new topics. All right. Today's episode, titled Red Alert, is basically about going over some cop TV shows that came out over the years. All right. So we're going to go over some cop TV shows today. So without further ado, and I hope everybody out there is keeping themselves cool with their air conditioning and everything else. It was a mild weather today. So yeah, there you have it. All right, so let's cut to the chase and start off with some music Kool-Aid. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's start off with Busta Rhymes. All right, so Busta Rhymes has teased a sequel to his acclaimed Diligence mixtape and unveils a new Jay Dilla produced single, Spaz. Busta Rhymes has been teasing a sequel to his 2007 mixtape, Diligence, built atop beats from the late, great Jay Dilla. Now, it appears that day is nearing soon after Busta Rhymes dropped off a new single, Spaz, featuring production from Jay Dilla, although some fans have raised questions. The track Spaz is an aggressive track that opens with Busta Rhymes' signature baritone over over oh boy. Yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, baritone over Dilla's bouncy but hard driving track. Yeah, so the track Spaz is an aggressive track that opens with Busta Rhymes' signature baritone over Dilla's bouncy but hard driving track. End quote, blundering fools be wondering who's that. Bust, Rhymes, Reincarnation, the Boom Bap, Powerful Blow. You should probably move back, take notes, study my shit, school a new jack. Opens the verse from Buster. The beat switches after the first 16 bars, and here is where questions from fans began to crop up online. According to rapper Jay Cyanide, this portion of the track may have been created by Virginia producer Knots or Black Milk. Ew. Oh man. Excuse me. Hold up. Yeah, Black Milk. Oh shit. In the song's third act, the track again, while booming, doesn't sound like signature Dilla, with Jay CNI saying the beat was crafted by Kev Brown, who has worked with Buster in the past. In fact, on the third verse, Brown is mentioned during a clever segment of the song. Buster said in a 2020 GQ interview that he's sitting on over 300 beats from Dilla, and said he intended to put verses over the works in due time. If it is true that Knots or Black Milk and Kev Brown should have credits on Spaz, perhaps Busta Rhymes just made a misstep in uploading the record to DSPs. That said, we invite listeners to make their own determinations below. You can listen to it on Spotify or in Apple, wherever you listen to music. It appears that the third portion of Spaz does include a Kev Brown beat, taken to threads where he typically shares his thoughts. The Maryland based producer says he was not paid for the track. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the logistics of things. I'm not going to get into the logistics on that shit. All right. That was from Hip Hop Wired, and this one is from hiphopvibe.com. All right, Don Toliver teases Nitrous album. Don Toliver may already be preparing his next major musical era. The Houston hitmaker recently hinted that a new project titled Nitrous could be coming soon, giving fans something new to look forward to just months after the release of his latest album, Octane. The tease arrives at an interesting point in Tolliver's career. His most recent album, Octane, was released in January and went on to debut at number one on the Billboard 200. The project gave the rapper another major commercial milestone while continuing the momentum he has built throughout the past several years. Now, with Octane still relatively fresh and Tolliver currently performing on the second leg of his tour, the possibility of another album has immediately created excitement among his fan base. While details surrounding Nitrous remain limited, even the possibility of a new project has fans wondering what direction Tolliver could take next. Octane became a Billboard 200 number one album. um, the potential arrival of Nitrous comes after Tolliver reached a major career milestone with Octane. The album topped the Billboard 200, giving him his first number one album on the chart and another significant accomplishment in his rapidly growing career. Um, Octane followed several successful projects that helped establish Tolliver as one of the most distinctive voices in contemporary hip hop and R&B. His ability to move between melodic vocals, psychedelic production, and rap has allowed him to develop a sound that is immediately recognizable. The album's number one debut demonstrated that his audience has continued to expand. Tolliver has gone from being known primarily for collaborations and breakout singles to becoming a headlining artist capable of driving major album releases on his own. That growth has also been reflected in his touring career. Following the release of Octane, Tolliver took the project on the road with his Octane tour, giving fans the opportunity to hear the album in a live setting. That's actually good marketing genius of him to do that. The Octane tour continues. Tolliver has spent much of 2026 bringing Octane to audiences around the country and beyond. The Octane tour has allowed him to perform songs from the new album alongside fan favorites from his earlier catalog. Hang on. The tour is currently in its second leg, meaning Tolliver remains heavily involved in promoting Octane through live performances while simultaneously teasing what could be his next project. um that timing makes the nitrous hint particularly intriguing. Artists often use touring as an opportunity to test new ideas with their audiences, tease unreleased material, or build anticipation for the next stage of their careers. If Tolliver is already thinking about nitrous while still touring behind Octane, it could indicate that he has been working on new music for some time. It could also mean that fans will not have to wait particularly long before hearing more about the project. What could nitrous sound like, you ask? At this point, Tolliver has not revealed many details about nitrous, leaving plenty of room for speculation about the project's sound, track list, and potential collaborators. Tolliver has consistently experimented with atmospheric production throughout his career. His music often combines elements of hip hop, R&B, pop, and electronic music, creating a sound that can work equally well in headphones, clubs, and large concert venues. That versatility could give Nitrous plenty of creative possibilities. The title itself has already sparked curiosity. Nitrous out, nitrous oxide is associated with speed and acceleration, with which could potentially provide a clue about the project's energy or overall concept. However, until Tolliver provides additional details, fans will have to wait to find out whether the title has a deeper meaning. One thing is certain, expectations will be high following the success of Octane. Tolliver has built serious momentum. The potential nitrous announcement comes after several years of steady growth for Tolliver. The Houston native first gained significant attention through collaborations, and appearances that helped introduce his unique vocal style to a wider audience. He eventually established himself as a solo star with projects that demonstrated his ability to carry an entire album. His breakout success was also helped by his work with major artists across hip hop and R&B. Tolliver has developed relationships with some of the industry's biggest names, while his own catalog has continued to generate strong streaming numbers. His collaborations with artists such as Travis Scott have been particularly important to his rise, with the two artists sharing a Houston connection and a similarly experimental approach to music. Tolliver has also managed to develop a recognizable visual identity around his music. His projects often feel like complete worlds rather than simple collections of songs. Um, Something that could become even more prominent if Nitrous is indeed his next album. A new album so soon? If Nitrous does arrive relatively soon, it would represent a quick turnaround following Octane. That would be notable considering the amount of work involved in releasing a major album and supporting it with a nationwide tour. However, Tolliver would not be the first artist to release another project shortly after a successful album. In today's streaming focused music industry, artists have increasingly experimented with shorter gaps between releases to maintain momentum and keep fans engaged. For Tolliver, the timing could make sense. Octane established a new commercial high for his career, while the ongoing tour keeps his name in front of fans. Um, a new project could allow him to capitalize on that momentum rather than waiting until the current album cycle completely fades. There's also the possibility that Nitrous could be something different from a traditional studio album. Tolliver could potentially be teasing a mixtape, EP, deluxe project, or another type of release until more information becomes available. The exact format remains unclear, so this is to be determined. Fans are ready for whatever comes next. The response to Tolliver's tease tease sh- tease shows just how much interest there is in his next one. After reaching number one with Octane, fans are naturally curious about um yeah fans are actually curious wait curious about how he plans to follow such a major accomplishment. The pressure that comes with a successful album can be significant, but Tolliver has consistently shown a willingness to experiment rather than simply repeat himself. That can make Nitrous particularly interesting. Instead of trying to recreate Octane and sorry for the loud cars and stuff. Tolliver could use the next project to explore another side of his artistry. His melodic approach gives him plenty of room to experiment with different production styles, while his Houston roots remain an important part of his identity. If the project eventually arrives, fans will likely be paying close attention to its collaborators, production, and overall concept. Don Tolliver's next chapter could be starting. For now, Nitrous remains a tease rather than an officially detailed album rollout. Still, the timing of Tolliver's hint has given fans plenty to discuss. He has already accomplished a lot in 2026. Octane reached number one on the Billboard 200. He launched the Octane Tour, and he is currently in the second leg of the track. Now, the possibility of another album could give the year an even bigger ending. Whether Nitrous arrives soon or becomes a longer term project, the tease suggests that Tolliver is already looking beyond Octane, as he should, with his latest album proving that he can reach the top of the Billboard 200 and his current tour continuing to bring his music to audiences. Now, Don Tolliver has plenty of momentum behind him. If Nitrous is truly next, fans could soon find out what the Houston star has been working on for his next chapter. that just sounds that just sounds pretty interesting. That just sounds pretty interesting. Um all right. All right. All right. Why don't we go on to the next segment right here? Hold on. All right. The next segment is going to be TV show checkouts. All right. Let's get into Alert. Hold on. Let's get into Alert. Okay, here we go. All right, so Alert Missing Alert Missing Persons Unit is an American police procedural series created by John Eisendrath and Jamie Foxx. It premiered on Fox on January 8th, 2023. The second season premiered on March 5th, 2024. In May 2024, the series was renewed for a third season, which premiered on March 25th, 2025. In June 2025, the series was canceled after 3 seasons. Yeah, Scott Kahn, Dania Ramirez, Ryan Broussard, Adiola, Roll, Graham, Verscheer, Alicia Marie, um, Alicia Marie Ahmed. Okay, yeah. By the way, Scott Kahn is going to be in a new TV series that's coming out October the 6th with LL Cool J of the spinoff to the NCIS franchise of NCIS New York. I knew they was gonna actually do something like this though, man. I can't wait for it to come out in October 6th. I will be tuning into that. All right, so let's go to the reception. Let's go to the reception. So, oh boy. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 29% approval rating based on 7 critic reviews and a 32% audience rating. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 48 out of 100 based on 6 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. And I'm not gonna. So yeah, there you go. So that's pretty much what that is, though, man. And it did like 3 seasons. It got can't. I don't know. In some cases, the reason why some TV shows end up getting canceled, not because it's not just because of the TV ratings. It's mostly because of money and how expensive it is to film in different spots. So that's pretty much another reason why it got canceled and stuff. Now, Hawaii Five O, most popular cop show that I ever watched, and it did like 10 seasons. It did like 10 seasons actually. Hawaii Five O is an American police procedural drama television series developed for CBS by Roberto Orsi, Alex Kurtzman, and Peter M. Lenkov. It is a reboot of the 1968 to 1980 series, which also aired on CBS. The series starred Alex O'Loughlin and Scott Kahn and centers around a fictional special police major crimes task force operating at the behest of the governor of Hawaii. It was produced by KO Paper Products and 101st Street Television, initially in association with CBS Studios. The series premiered on September 20th, 2010, airing for 10 seasons, with the finale airing on April 3rd, 2020. Yeah, that was the COVID era. Yeah, it so Alex O'Loughlin, Scott Kahn, Daniel Day, Kim, Grace Park, uh, Taryn Manning, Macy Oka, Lauren German, Michelle Borth, Chi McBride, Jorge Garcia, Megan Raff, Taylor Wheely, Dennis Chun, Kimmy Balmilero, um, Beulah Coel, Ian Anthony Dale, and Katrina Law. All right, so there you go. Yeah, so let me see. Alongside O'Loughlin and Khan, the cast originally consisted of Daniel Day, Kim, and Grace Park, both of whom left after season 7. Other castmates include Taryn Manning, um, Macy Oka, Lauren German, Michelle Borth, Chi McBride, Jorge Garcia, Megan Raff, Taylor Wheely, Dennis Chun, Kimmy Balmilero, Beulah Corral, Ian Anthony Dale, and Katrina Law. The series aired on Mondays for its first 3 seasons. Beginning with season 4, the program was moved to Fridays. The series takes place in the same fictional universe with fellow reboot series MacGyver and Magnum PI, both of which were also developed by Peter M. Lenkov. The series shows how the 3 shows have been collectively referred to as a Lenkov verse, and Hawaii Five-O had crossover episodes with both of the others. The series also exists in the same fictional universe as the NCIS franchise, by the way, of a crossover event with NCIS Los Angeles, which also ended its series to make room for NCIS New York. Um, like I said, coming out October the 6th. All right. Hawaii Five-O received praise for its modern take on the original series, and was a solid ratings performer for CBS at the time of its release. The series received several award nominations, including a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor, series, miniseries, or television for Khan, and three Teen Choice Awards for Choice TV Action Show, Choice TV Action Actor for Dae Kim, and Choice TV Action Actress for Park. In addition, the series also made a positive effect on the Hawaii economy. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna go over. Let me see. Well, wait a second here. All right, so the history idea of bring Hawaii Five-O back to television had been under consideration well before the 2010 version was announced. The first attempt was a 1 hour pilot for a new series that was made in 1996 but never aired, although a few clips were found years later and are available online. Produced and written by Stephen J. Cannell, it was intended to star Gary Busey and Russell Wong as the new 5-0 team. Original cast member James MacArthur briefly returned as Dan Williams, this time as governor of Hawaii, with cameos made by other former 5-0 regulars. Another attempt was made to turn the project into a film by Warner Brothers, but that also was scrapped. On August 12, 2008, CBS announced that it would bring back Hawaii 5-0. It will bring Hawaii 5-0 back to the network schedule for the 2009 10 television season. The new version would be an updated present day sequel, this time centering on Steve McGarrett, who succeeds his late father, Steve, as the head of the unit. Edward Allen Bernero, executive producer and showrunner of Criminal Minds, was to helm the new take, which he described as Hawaii 5-0 version 2.0. It was also to incorporate most of the iconic elements from the original, including the Bookham Dano catchphrase, into the remake. Bernero, who was a fan of the original and had a ringtone of the series theme song on his cell phone, had always wanted to bring the series back to TV. In October 2009, it was announced that Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orsi had signed on to script a pilot episode, and that Peter M. Lenkov would serve as the series showrunner. Kurtzman and Orsi decided to reboot the original concept similar to their work on the 2009 Star Trek film, rather than a sequel to the original series. Production on the pilot was shot in and around Honolulu in March 2010. On May 17, 2010, the Hawaii 5-0 remake was picked up by CBS, which scheduled it for Monday nights in the 10 to 11 p.m. time slot. The news was good for the state of Hawaii, which hoped that the remake would pump new life into the economy. Production of the remainder of the first season started in June 2010. On June 24th, 2010, the producers announced that it would use the warehouse at the former Honolulu Advertiser building as the official soundstage studio for the series starting in July 2010. Exteriors representing 5-0 headquarters in the series are located at the Ali Ali Aliolani Hale in Honolulu, directly across the street from Iolani Palace, which represents 5 headquarters in the original series. On October 21st, 2010, CBS announced that the first season had been given a full season order of 24 episodes. Subsequent seasons have consisted of between 23 and 25 episodes. This revival series uses a zero as the last character in its title instead of the letter O that is used in the title of the original series. According to Los Angeles Times, a CBS insider said that the disambiguation was necessary because of the search engine results. When Variety conducted its own search engine test on Google, it found that Hawaii Five-0 with the zero had 263,000 results, while Hawaii Five-0 with the letter O had over 1.7 million. Online voting by viewers determined the ending of the January 14, 2013 episode Kapu with with two zones, Eastern and Central time zones, and Mountain and Pacific time zones, each getting their own result. Each alternative ending could be seen online after the episode aired. On February 28th, 2020, it was announced that the series would end after 10 seasons and 240 episodes of a 2-episode series finale on April the 3rd, 2020. This was confirmed by CBS Entertainment President Kelly Cow, and the show's showrunner and co-creator Peter Lenkov. In February 2010, it was announced that Daniel Day Kim had been cast to play Chin Ho Kelly, an ex-cop trained by Steve McGarrett's father. He was the first actor cast for the remake. Several days later, Alex O'Loughlin was cast as Steve McGarrett, the son of ex-cop John McGarrett, that was portrayed by William Sadler. The producers paid homage to the original series throughout the first year by making one of Steve's hobbies restoring his father's 1974 Mercury Marquis, which is in fact the actual car driven by Jack Lord in the latter half of the original series. Actress Grace Park was later cast as rookie detective Kona Kono Kayula. Although in the original series the character of Kono was male, the reboot swapped the cop's gender in order to steer clear of a task force devoid of women. Scott Conn was cast as Danny Daniel Williams. And the recurring cast are Gene Smart as Governor Pat Jameson and Masi Oka as the medical examiner Max Bergman. Oka was upgraded to series regular for the second season. Of note, several recurring roles have been filled by surviving members of the original cast. Al Harrington, who played Detective Ben Kokua in the original series, now plays a friend of McGarrett's, Mamo Kahike. Dennis Chung, who had various guest roles in the original series and is the son of Kam Fong Chun. The actor who portrayed the original Chin Ho has a recurring role as HPD Sergeant Duke Lukella in the remake. James MacArthur, the last surviving main cast member from the original series, agreed to guest star in a first season episode. However, he died on October 28th, 2010, before filming his appearance. Larissa Oleynik was cast as Jessica K. Scheduled to join the 5-0 task force in the show's 19th episode. Oleynik appeared on a recurring basis for the remainder of the 2010 to 11 season, with an option to become a regular in season 2. However, her character was killed off in season 2. Episode 10. It was also announced that Terry O'Quinn would be joining the cast of the show in season 2, along with Lauren German, who would play Lori Weston, a former Highland security official assigned by the new governor to keep an eye on the team. Since the show began in 2010, Michelle Borth had a recurring role where she appeared as on and off Steve McGarrett's girlfriend. Lieutenant Catherine Rollins, a Navy lieutenant, on March 26, 2012, CBS announced that Borth would become a cast regular on Hawaii 5-0 for season 3. On March 27, 2014, it was announced that she would not be returning for the 5th season, with the reason for her departure left unknown. On April 24, 2015, it was announced that Borth would return as a guest star for the show's 5th season finale. In July 2015, it was announced that Borth would have a recurring role in the first 3 episodes of the show's 6th season. On September 8th, 2016, it was announced that Borth would be returning as a guest for the show's 150th episode. Christine Lahti was also cast in a recurring role as Doris McGarrett, the thought to be deceased mother of Steve McGarrett. On July 10, 2013, ahead of the show's 4th season, it was announced that Chi McBride would have a guest spot in the first episode of the season. On November 21st, 2013, it was announced that McBride would become a series regular, beginning with the season's 10th episode. After appearing as a guest star in several season 4 episodes, Jorge Garcia, who plays the character of Jerry Ortega, a conspiracy theorist and high school classmate of Chainz, was promoted to series regular commencing season 5. This is the second time Kim and Garcia served as regulars together, with Lost being the first. Beginning with the second episode of the 2016-17 season, Claire Forlani had a recurring role as Alicia Brown, a retired criminal profile who helped the team find a serial killer. On November 17, 2016, it was announced that Oka, who portrays Bergman, would be departing the series after the 13th episode of the 7th season. On June 30th, 2017, ahead of the series' 8th season, it was announced that series regular Cameron Park would be departing the series due to a salary dispute with CBS. Cameron Park had been seeking pay equality with co-stars O'Loughlin and Khan, but did not reach satisfactory deals with CBS television studios. CBS's final offer to Kim and Park was 10 to 15% lower than what O'Loughlin and Khan make in salary. An update of their characters will be given in the first episode of the new season. Following Kim's and Park's departures, it was announced that longtime recurring cast member Ian Anthony Dale, who portrays Colonel Kalakeua's husband, Adam Noshimuri, had been up to series regular for the 8th season. It was also announced that Megan Rath and Beulah Cole would join the series as characters and new members of 5 On July 21st, 2017, it was announced that recurring cast members Taylor Wheely, Kimmy Bao Mi Lero, and Dennis Chun would also be up to series regulars for the 8th season. On March 19th, 2018, it was announced that Borth would once again return to the series in a guest role for the 20th episode of the series' 8th season. Hawaii Five-O uses the original show's theme song composed by Morton Stevens. Critics received an early copy of the pilot with a synthesizer and guitar-based version of the theme. After negative reaction to the reworked song spread quickly online, Kurtzman said he and others realized that changing the music was a mistake and arranged for studio musicians, including 3 who had worked on the original from 1968, to re-record the theme exactly as it was, except shortened to 30 seconds from its original length of about 60 seconds. That's a minute. Original instrumental music is composed by Brian Tyler and Keith Power. An additional television score from Hawaii Five-O featuring music written for the series by Brian Tyler and Keith Power was released in July 2023. Hawaii Five-O original songs from the television series is a soundtrack album featuring music used in the CBS television series Hawaii Five-O. The first volume in the series received attention for how show producers integrated these new and previously unreleased tracks from major name artists into the second season episodes. This method contrasted with the norm for TV soundtracks, which tend to be compilations of previously released music that is already available individually or on other albums. Hawaii Five-O original songs from the television series was released on October 4th, 2011. And so there's 12 tracks. Hawaii Five-O main title theme, Brian Taylor. World Upside Down, Jimmy Cliff. Best of Me, Goo Goo Dolls. Out of Control, Switchfoot. Should We Believe, Train. Closer by Corinne Bailey Ray. Don't Ever Take Yourself Away, Bob Dylan. Ukulele 5-0, Jake Shimabukuro. Love That's Bigger, The Swell Season. Pass It On, Ziggy Marley. And was it High E La Lawe by John Cruz, and Book of Daniel, Sweet from Hawaii, Brian Tyler and Keith Power 5-0, 2010. McGarrett's car. There were actually 3 cars used by Steve McGarrett for the show. The first car driven by the original Steve McGarrett in Hawaii Five-0 was a 1967 Mercury Marquis 2-door for stock footage for the pilot. The main car used once the regular 1968 season began was the beautiful 4-door 68 Mercury Park Lane Brogan. It was used through the end of the 73 season. The last car used was a 1974 Mercury Marquis 4-door hard top. The car has belonged to stuntman John Nordlum since the original series ended. Nordlum has let the car be used in the series, where it is said to have belonged to Steve McGarrett's father, John. license plate is still F63958. And the show has received generally positive reviews from critics. Metacritic gave season 1 of the show a 66 out of 100 aggregate score based on reviews from 29 critics. Rotten Tomatoes gave season 1 a score of 74 based on 23 reviews. The site's consensus calls it a brisk, slick reboot of an old favorite. Hawaii Five-O's picturesque locales and attractive cast make for pleasurable viewing. On May 19th, 2010, the Honolulu Advertiser offered an opinion about the new version. In quote, a smart script, slick production values, and maybe a splash of nostalgia got the remake of Hawaii Five-O placed on the CBS primetime lineup this fall, but went on to add, it takes more than a brand name to capture viewers' attention. The piece also pointed out that times have changed since the original left the air, citing other shows that were set in Hawaii which have come and gone. It expressed a hope that the producers will succeed in bringing a new life to the title with this remake. Hawaii Five-O was also in the Guinness World Records 2012 for highest rated new show in the US with a record 19.34 million viewers for its January 23rd, 2011 episode. Yeah, it was pretty solid though. Um, so awards and nominations: series star Scott Conn was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor, Series, Miniseries, or Television Film for his role as Danny on Hawaii Five-O. Hawaii Five-O also won the Favorite New TV Drama at the 37th People's Choice Awards on January 5th, 2011. Well, there you go. And what is it? Jeff Cadiente got a nomination for Outstanding Stunt Coordination for the Primetime Emmy Awards. Keith Power and Brian Tyler won the BMI Film and TV Award for BMI TV Music Award. Also, the show also won the Hawaii International Film Festival Mahalo Nui Loa Award. It also won the People's Choice Award for Favorite New TV Drama. And it got a nomination for the Teen Choice Awards for Choice TV Show Action. Daniel Day Kim, Grace Park also got a nomination for Choice TV Actor Action, Choice TV Actress Action. Jeff Cadiente won the prime. Actually got a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Stunt Coordination. Hawaii Five-O, Daniel Day Kim, and Grace Park got a nomination for Choice TV Action, TV Actor Action, Choice TV Actress Action. Keith Power and Brian Tyler also won the BMI Film and TV Award. They also won the BMI TV Music Award. Hawaii Five-O, Scott Conn, Grace Park got a nomination for the Teen Choice Award for Choice TV Show Action, Choice TV Actor Action, Choice TV Actress Action. Alex O'Loughlin and Scott Conn won for the TV Guide Award of favorite bromance. Gevork, baby, baby, Babit, baby tie-in. John Howard, Armin V. K. Vorkian, and Rick Ramirez got a nomination for the Visual Effects Society Awards for Outstanding Supporting Visual Effects in a Broadcast Program. Oh my gosh. Gregory Kasyan got a nomination for the Young Artist Awards for Best Performance in a TV Series, guest starring young actor 11 to 13. Armin V. Kevorkian, Alexander Soltesz, John Hartigan, James Sharvina, Rick Ramirez, Dan Lopez, Steve Graves, Andronic Taranian, and Chad Schott got a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Special and Visual Effects. Hollywood Post Alliance, Armin V. Kevorkian, James Sharvina, Andronic Taranian, Steve Graves, Dan Lopez, Encore VFX. All got a nomination for Outstanding Visual Effects Television. The Visual Effects Society Awards. I think I get that already. Chanel Marriott got a nomination for the Young Artist Award of Best Performance in a TV Series, guest starring young actress 17 to 21. Keith Power won the SOCAN Awards, BMI Film and TV Awards, and SOCAN Awards for International TV Series Music, BMI TV Music Award, and International TV Series Music. The popularity of Hawaii Five-0 resulted in a positive effect on several local businesses that saw an increase in sales after they were featured in particular episodes. Visitors to the USS Missouri Memorial Association increased 25% in 2010, a record year. Wayola Shave Ice, the business run um, by Cam Kona on the show, saw a 20% increase in shave ice sales, along with a 30% rise in overall sales. Kona Brewing um, Kona Brewing Company also saw a 60% increase in sales after their beers were featured as McGarrett's favorite alcoholic beverage in several episodes. The tourist economy was also impacted as many mainlander fans were subsequently inspired to visit the islands after viewing the series. Okay, let's see what else to talk about here. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Hold on. Yeah. Um. Let me see. Let me see. Should I even? Um. All right. You know what? I didn't get a chance to add this. I did not get a chance to add this actually. I did not get a chance to add this. Okay, NCIS. Let me. All right. Okay. I want to do. One more thing. Yeah. So. All right. So what we have here is, I wanted to go over. I didn't get a chance to go over this actually. So NCIS is an American military procedural television series and the first installment within the NCIS media franchise, with production helmed by showrunner Steve D. Binder. The series portrays a fictional team of special agents from the Naval Criminal Investigative Service. That's what NCIS stands for. The concept and characters were initially introduced with 2 episodes of the CBS series JAG. As a spin-off from JAG, the series um, premiered on September 23rd, 2003 on CBS. Donald P. Belisario and Don McGill are co-creators and executive producers of the premiere, member of the NCIS franchise. As of 2025, the third longest running script live action American primetime TV series, currently airing, surpassed only by Law and Order Special Victims Unit and Law and Order 1990 through 2010, 2022 to the present. It is the 5th longest running scripted American primetime TV series. And of course, the cast includes Mark Harmon, Sasha Alexander, Michael Weatherly, Paulie Perrette, David McCallum, Sean Murray, Cote de Pablo, Lauren Holly, Rocky Carroll, Brian Dykson, Emily Wickersham, Wilma Valderrama, Jennifer Esposito, Dwayne Henry, Maria Bello, Diona Reasonova, Katrina Law, and Gary Cole. 23 seasons so far. 23 seasons so far. That's another one that's going to be coming out the same day, October 6th, with a new season. So there you go, right there. And as of 2026, with the cancellation of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and the endings of Blue Bloods and SWAT, NCIS is the last scripted show under Les Moonves to continue in production. The series originally had the redundant title Navy NCIS Naval Criminal Investigative Service. This was later shortened to NCIS Naval Criminal Investigative Service and then to NCIS. In season 6, a 2-part episode led to a spin-off series, NCIS Los Angeles. Another 2-part episode during the 11th season led to a second spin-off series, NCIS New Orleans. Though reception was initially tepid, with ratings barely cracking the top 30 during the first 2 seasons. The third season showed progress and consistently ranked in the top 20. In 2011, NCIS was voted America's favorite television show in an online Harris poll. At the end of its 10th season, it was the most watched television series in the U.S. during the 2012 to 13 networks television 2012 to 13 network television season. Oh shit. NCIS also surpassed Gunsmoke's record for longest running scripted primetime television series to air on CBS. On January 5th, 2024, it was announced that the prequel NCIS Origins will be aired during the 2024 to 25 season. As another spin-off series, a second spin-off, NCIS Tony and Ziva, was announced on February 28th, 2024 as a series exclusive to Paramount Plus. On April 9th, 2024, NCIS was renewed for a 22nd season, which premiered on October 14th, 2024. In February 2025, it was renewed for season 23, which premiered on Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. In January 2026, it was renewed for season 24, which will premiere on October 6th, 2026, around the same day the premiere of NCIS New York will come after NCIS. All right, so there you go, right there. In 2026, the New York Times reported that NCIS is most popular in rural areas, especially in rural Maine and Pennsylvania. Seasonal rankings of NCIS. Each American network television season starts in late September and ends in late May, which coincides with the completion of May sweeps. Since season 7, NCIS has been the most watched scripted show on American television. In the 2012 to 13 season, it was the most watched program of the past year, surpassing both American Idol and NBC Sunday Night Football, which had ranked above it the previous 3 seasons. On January 15th, 2013, NCIS surpassed its previous series high in viewers, with the season 10 episode Shiva attracting 22.86 million viewers. Jeez. Yeah, they're really doing good though, man. They really doing good though, you know what I mean? They really doing good though. All right. NCIS has received many awards and nominations since it premiered on September 23rd, 2003, including the Alma Awards, ASCAP Awards, BMI Film and TV Awards, Emmy Awards, and People's Choice Award. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one, actually. Okay. NCIS Los Angeles is an American military police procedural television series that aired on CBS from September 22nd, 2009 to May 21st, 2023. Created by Shane Brennan, the series starred Chris O'Donnell, Daniela Rua, and Ella Cool J with an ensemble cast as it follows the exploits of the LA-based Office of Special Projects, an elite division of the Naval Criminal Investigative Service that specializes in undercover assignments. NCIS Los Angeles is the first spin-off of the successful series NCIS and the second series in the NCIS franchise. And yeah, obviously Chris O'Donnell, Peter Cambor, Daniela Rua, Adam Jamal Craig, Linda Hunt, Ella Cool J, Barrett Foer, Eric Christian Olsen, Renee Felice Smith, Miguel Ferreira, Neil Long, Madeline Rahimi, Caleb Castillo, and Gerald McRaney. 14 seasons, 323 episodes. All right. The first NCIS spinoff was announced in 2008 and was introduced via two-part backdoor pilot episodes in season 6 of NCIS. Louise Lombard, who played Laura Macy in the pilot episodes, was not included in the main series. The cast of the first season featured Peter Cambor, Adam Jamal Craig, Linda Hunt, and Barrett Foer. Cambor was demoted to recurring status, and Craig's character was killed off at the end of season 1. While Foer was written out at the end of season 12, and Hunt was demoted to special guest star status at the beginning of season 13. Other stars in other seasons included Eric Christian Olsen, Renee Felice Smith, Miguel Ferreira, Neil Long, Madeline Rahimi, Caleb Castillo, and Gerald McRaney. Cast members from the original NCIS made appearances on the series, with Rocky Carroll recurring in the first 3 seasons. And making an appearance in season 6, cast members from non-NCIS shows had also made appearances, specifically in a crossover event with Hawaii 5-0. NCIS Los Angeles received generally mixed to positive reviews from critics, but became a solid ratings hit for CBS at the time of its premiere. The series received 6 Teen Choice Awards for Choice Action Show, Choice TV Actress Action for Hunt, and Choice TV Action for LL Cool J. Let's go to the production, shall we? Let's go to the production. Let's see. So, development of the first spinoff of NCIS was reported in November 2008. November 2008, right? When CBS announced plans for a new series set in Los Angeles that would be introduced through a 2-part backdoor pilot during the 6th season of NCIS. Series creator Shane Brennan conceived the project after succeeding Donald P. Belisario as showrunner of NCIS. Brennan had previously created the character of Special Agent G. Callan as a CIA operative for an unrelated series that was never produced. When the opportunity arose to develop an NCIS spinoff, he adapted Callan into the lead character and built the series around him. Brennan envisioned the new series as having a contemporary, undercover-oriented tone inspired by Miami Vice, with Callan and former Navy SEAL Sam Hanna serving as dual protagonists. Unlike the flagship series, which centered on a traditional investigative team led by Leroy Jethro Gibbs, the spinoff focused on the Office of Special Projects, a covert division specializing in undercover operations, surveillance, and high-risk assignments. The spinoff underwent several working titles during development. It was initially known as NCIS Legend, referring to the title of the introductory NCIS episodes, while other proposed titles include OSP, Office of Special Projects, NCIS OSP, and NCIS Undercover. The 2-part NCIS episode Legend, which aired on April 28th and May 5th, 2009, served as the backdoor pilot for the series, mirroring the manner in which NCIS itself had been introduced through a two-part episode of JAG. Following the success of the pilot, CBS officially ordered the series in May 2009 as part of its 2009-10 television schedule. On January 20th, 2023, CBS announced that the series would conclude with its 14th season. The series finale aired on May 21st, 2023. Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J were cast as special agents G. Callan and Sam Hanna, respectively, forming the series' central partnership. Their characters debuted in the NCIS backdoor pilot before returning as the leads of the spinoff. The backdoor pilot also featured Luis Lombard as Special Agent Laura Macy, who headed the Office of Special Projects during its introduction. Although Macy served as a counterpart to Leroy Jethro Gibbs in establishing continuity between the two series, the character did not continue into the regular series after Brennan revised the concept to focus on the partnership between Callan and Hanna. The principal cast for the series included Peter Cambor as Nate Getz, Daniela Rua as Kenzie Bly, Adam Jamal Craig as Dominic Vale, Barrett Fuller as Eric Beal, and Linda Hunt as Operations Manager Henrietta Hattie Lange. Following the first season, Renee Felice Smith joined the cast as intelligence analyst Nell Jones, while Eric Christian Olsen, who had recurred as Marty Deeks, was promoted to the main cast beginning with the second season. Over the course of its 14th season run, the series introduced numerous additions to its ensemble, including Miguel Ferreira, Medallion, Rahimi, Kayla Castillo, Gerald McRaney, and others in recurring and starring roles. Principal photography for the backdoor pilot began in February 2009 before production transitioned to the weekly series following CBS's pickup. Although set primarily in Los Angeles, the series was filmed largely at Paramount Studios in Hollywood, with extensive location shooting throughout Southern California. Exterior filming regularly took place in Los Angeles, Long Beach, San Pedro, Malibu, and other surrounding communities, allowing the production to showcase recognizable landmarks, beaches, ports, military facilities, and urban neighborhoods. To reflect the clandestine nature of the Office of Special Projects, the production incorporated purpose-built standing sets, including the team's headquarters, operations center, interrogation rooms, armory, and garage, alongside frequent use of practical locations. The series combined location photography with studio work, practical effects, stunt sequences, and visual effects to depict military operations, counterterrorism missions, and undercover investigations. Throughout its run, NCIS Los Angeles maintained one of the largest production footprints among CBS dramas, with extensive stunt coordination, vehicle work, and action choreography becoming defining features of the series' visual style. It was a dope show, actually. It was a dope show that I ever watched, though. And like I said before, I'm looking forward to watching NCIS New York. Critical reception, Identity, the series' first episode, garnered 18.73 million viewers with a 4.4 out of 11 share in the 18 to 49 year old demographic and therefore won its time slot. It was the second most watched show of the week, behind only the original NCIS. Reviews for the show have been mixed. It has a score of 59 out of 100 on Metacritic. According to hold on, Mary McNamara of the Los Angeles Times, the crime is intriguing and multifaceted. Its resolution requiring a nice balance of street smarts and loss of gunfire. But as with the original NCIS, the emphasis is on the characters of the team. Los Angeles, meanwhile, looks fabulous, a pleasing mixture of noir and gridlock. And there's an air of stability that's comforting in these uncertain times. The New York Daily News reviewer David Hinckley was more critical of the show, saying that although it all adds up to an hour of decent entertainment and there's room for enough character development to give NCIS Los Angeles a personality of its own, a premiere episode shouldn't feel even a little like something we've already seen. Tom Shales of the Washington Post felt that, end quote, NCIS Los Angeles gets the job done. It's a procedural that follows strictly the established procedure, but it has likable characters, dislikable bad guys, and the occasional flabbergasting shot of LA. Robert Bianco of USA Today summarized it as a serviceable hour that takes the NCIS formula, a light tone, and a lot of banter wrapped around a fairly rudimentary investigatory plot, and transfers it to a special undercover NCIS division in Los Angeles. Nothing more, but also nothing less. The Hollywood Reporter compared the show to the A-Team with the same lightened approach to life or death situations. Maybe the biggest change is that NCIS Los Angeles achieves its inevitably favorable outcomes with a little more intellect and a little less testosterone. IGN stated that although NCIS Los Angeles doesn't exactly reinvent the police procedural, it's another above average entry, aided by the fact that the people behind the show know what they are doing, and ultimately gave the episodes a 7.7 out of 10. On the website of IMDb, the series has a score of 6.8 out of 10 on 57,000 critics. Jeez. Oh man. So let's see. Let me see something here. Okay, so we go to the Teen Choice Awards. LL Cool J and Daniela Rua got a nomination for Choice Actor Action, Choice Actress Action. Let's see. And Golden Globes in Portugal, Daniela Rua won for Revelation. Teen Choice Awards, LL Cool J got a nomination for Choice Action Show. All right, so Choice Actor Action. Linda Hunt won for Choice Actress Action. Primetime Emmy Awards, Troy James Brown got a nomination for Outstanding Stunt Direction. Teen Choice Awards, LL Cool J got a nomination for Choice Actor Action. Linda Hunt won for Choice Actress Action. LL Cool J won for Choice Actor Action. He also got a nomination for the Image Awards of Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series. All right, so that's pretty good. Owen Teague got a nomination for the Young Artist Awards for Best Performance in a TV Series, guest starring young actor 14 to 16. We go to the Prism Awards. LL Cool J and Eric Christian Olsen got a nomination for Male Performance in a Drama Series Multi-Episode Storyline. Male Performance in a Drama Series Multi-Episode Storyline. Now we go to the California on Location Awards. Dorian Thomas won for Assistant Location Manager of the Year Television. LL Cool J got a nomination for the Image Awards of Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series. Location Managers Guild International Awards. Tony Salome and Jason Savage got a nomination for Outstanding Locations in a Contemporary Television Series. And we go to the Telly Awards. Robert Florio won for Best Director. All right, so there you go right there. Now, let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. Let me see. Hold on a minute here. Oops. All right. Let's do one more, and then I'll go on to the next segment. I'll do one more TV show review. NCIS New Orleans is an American action, crime, drama, and police procedural television series that premiered on CBS on September 23rd, 2014, following the 12th season of NCIS. The pilot was written by Gary Glasberg. Produced by CBS Studios, Wings Productions, and for the first 4 seasons, When Pigs Fly Incorporated. The series, set and filmed in New Orleans, is the 3rd series of the NCIS franchise. In May 2020, the show was renewed for the 7th season, which ended being the last, and it premiered on November 8th, 2020. In February 2021, CBS announced that the 7th season would be the series finale, the series final one. The series concluded on May 23rd, 2021, making it the first show in the NCIS franchise to come to an end. Damn. All right, let's see. Let's go over to who was in it. You got Scott Bakula, Lucas Black, Zoe McLellan, Rob Kirkovich, Double CH Pounder, Daryl Chill Mitchell, Shalita Grant, Vanessa Farlito, Nakar Zadgan, Charles Michael Davis, Chelsea Field. All right, it did 7 seasons. It did 155 episodes. All right. Let's go with the production. NCIS Los Angeles originally had a proposed spin-off series commissioned by CBS during the 2012 to 13 TV season titled NCIS Red. Written and produced by Shane Brennan, the series would follow a mobile team of agents who live and work together as they go across the country to solve crimes. On February 6, 2013, John Corbett was cast as retired Special Agent Roy, the series male lead. Earlier, Miguel Ferreira would join the cast as a series regular and reprising his NCIS Los Angeles role. Edwin Hodge had been cast as Kai in intelligence analysis. Scott Grimes was cast as Dave. Gillian Alexi was cast as Claire, and Kim Raver was cast in the pilot, playing the lead role of Paris. The pilot episode, titled Red and Red 2, aired on March 19th and 26th, 2013, during the fourth season of NCIS Los Angeles. On May 15th, 2013, CBS announced that the pilot would not be taken to series. On May 21st, 2013, CBS President Nina Tassler stated that sometimes spin-offs work and sometimes they don't. Protecting the franchise was really important. In September 2013, it was reported that the second NCIS spin-off series set in New Orleans would be introduced with a two-part backdoor pilot during the 11th season of NCIS. The episode titled Crescent City Part 1 and Crescent City Part 2, written by Gary Glassberg, were filmed in New Orleans in February 2014 and aired on March 25th, 2014 to April 1st, 2014. The series titled NCIS New Orleans was picked up to series on May 9th, 2014. NCIS New Orleans premiered on September 23rd, 2014 on CBS. On October 27th, 2014, CBS picked up NCIS New Orleans for a full season of 23 episodes. On January 12th, 2015, NCIS New Orleans was renewed for a second season that premiered on September 22nd, 2015. NCIS New Orleans was renewed for a third season on March 25th, 2016, which premiered on September 20th, 2016. The third season was the last season produced by the NCIS New Orleans creator and showrunner Gary Glassberg before he died on September 28th, 2016. Damn, that shit sucks. NCIS New Orleans was renewed for a fourth season on March 23rd, 2017, which premiered on September 26th, 2017. NCIS New Orleans was renewed for a fifth season on April 18th, 2018, which premiered on September 25th, 2018. NCIS New Orleans was renewed for a sixth season on April 22nd, 2019, which premiered on September 24th, 2019. On May 6th, 2020, NCIS New Orleans was renewed for the seventh season, which premiered on November 8th, 2020. On February 17th, 2021, it was announced that the seventh season would be the show's last, with the finale airing on May 21st. Damn. So, in February 2014, the pilot was cast with Scott Bakula, Double CH Pounder, and Zoe McLellan as Dwayne Pride, Loretta Wade, and Meredith Brody. Lucas Black as Christopher LaSalle, and Rob Kurkovich joined cast as Sebastian Lund. In June 2015, Deadline Hollywood reported that Daryl Mitchell and Shalita Grant promoted as regulars in season 2. In July 2016, Zoe McLellan, who plays Special Agent Meredith Brody, left the series for creative reasons, and Vanessa Ferlito joined the cast as Special Agent Tammy Gregorio as a series regular. In January 2018, it was announced that Sholita, who plays Special Agent Sonia Percy, would be departing the series near the end of the fourth season. In August 2018, it was announced that Nikar Zaidgan would join the cast as Special Agent Hannah Corey as a series regular for the fifth season. In 2018, um, Jason Allen Carvel was cast as James Edwin. Jimmy Boyd, who is the paternal half brother of NCIS Special Agent Dwayne Pride. He reprised his role from time to time until the show's finale in 2021. In November 2019, Lucas Black, who portrayed Agent Christopher LaSalle, announced he would be departing in the sixth episode of the sixth season. On February 5th, 2020, it was announced that Charles Michael Davis had been cast as Quentin Carter and would appear as a series regular. On September 29th, 2020, it was announced that Chelsea Field, portraying attorney Rita Devereaux, would be a series regular for the seventh season after recurring for the previous four seasons. Let's go to the critical section right here. So NCIS New Orleans has received mixed reviews from critics. Review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes gives the first season of the show a rating of 60%, based on 30 reviews with an average rating of 5.50 out of 10. The site's consensus reads, with a solid cast in a beautiful locale, NCIS New Orleans makes extending this well-worn franchise look like the Big Easy. Metacritic gives the show a score of 55 out of 100 based on 19 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. IMDb gives a score of 6.8 out of 10 based on 20,000 notes. In late September 2014, the Raps journalist Jason Hughes reviewed the pilot episode of the series, praising the music, the use of the city of New Orleans, and CBS's decision to cast Scott Bakula as one of the most likable leading men in television, so they are set there. David Hinckley of the New York Daily News gave a mixed but critical review of the pilot episode, saying there is a Crescent City flavor here, but in the larger picture, not much on this menu is unfamiliar. Liz Shannon Miller and Ben Travers of IndieWire said that NCIS is like the the Obelix in 2001, A Space Odyssey. It's an awe-inspiring, inescapable presence in the broadcast lineup. NCIS on CBS. It is here. It has always been here. It forever will be. All right. Let's go to NCIS New Orleans, along with Scott Bakula, got a nomination for the People's Choice Awards for favorite new TV drama and favorite actor in a new TV series. All right, so let's go to. All right, let's go to Hold on. All right. Hang on 1 second. All right, time for another segment. The video game entertainment newsroom. All right. Um, all right, let's get to what's happening here. All right. According to Video Games Chronicle, um, Ubisoft is giving away the PC version of Ghost Recon Future Soldier for the next week. The company has launched a series-wide sale offering discounts of up to 95% on previous Ghost Recon titles to celebrate the series' 25th anniversary. As part of this sale, however, players can claim Ghost Recon Future Soldier for free on the Ubisoft Connect store. An offer will last until August 13th. Ghost Recon Wildlands and Ghost Recon Breakpoint will also be free to play on consoles and PC from today until the 10th of August. But this will only be a limited free play period. The Future Soldier offer allows players to keep the game. If you are enjoying the free weekend ride and want to see your mission through in Wildlands or Breakpoint, or you want to recon some of the Ghosts past campaigns in Ghost Recon, Future Soldier, or the original Ghost Recon. Those games are on sale now for up to 95% across all platforms: Xbox, PlayStation, Ubisoft, Connect, and Steam. Ubisoft Senior Editorial Communications Manager Chris Waters said during Ubisoft's Ghost Recon 25th anniversary presentation. That's a big discount, but just between you and me, if you want to play Future Soldier on PC, don't buy it. That's because for the next week, you can go to the Ghost Recon Future Soldier page on Ubisoft Connect and claim the game for free. Just log in, add it to your library, and it is yours to keep. Happy anniversary to you. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier was originally released on Xbox 360 and PS3 in May 2012 before coming to PC the following month. The game offers a futuristic take on the Ghost Recon series with a campaign that spans Bolivia, Zambia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Russia, and Norway. It was generally well received with a Metacritic score of 79%. Okay, let's go to also another particular game celebrating an anniversary. Oh wow. Shit. Let's see. So Images of a Nintendo Switch 2 console and Pro controller based on The Legend of Zelda have reportedly been leaked. The reported images showed the packaging for a Nintendo Switch console with a custom dock and Joy-Cons, as well as a separate Switch 2 Pro controller. Both packaging images show a 40th anniversary logo, implying that the alleged products are designed to mark the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, rather than the upcoming Ocarina of Time remake. Um, the images were shared online by Brazilian journalists and Universal Nintendo editor in chief Necro Felipe Lima, who previously claimed to have been shown both products. According to the reporter, the images are exactly as I saw it previously. When one follower asked him if the console or controller images were fake, he replied, "Both are legit." Lima previously accurately leaked the Nintendo Switch logo, Nintendo Switch 2 logo back in January 2025 before it was revealed by Nintendo after claiming he had been sent a photo from a reliable source. Interesting. If the images are indeed authentic, the Switch 2 console appears to have a Triforce design on the dock, as well as excuse me, as well as Joy-Con controllers with Triforce designs on them. Um, the Pro controller, meanwhile, has a similar Triforce design, as well as the black handles, similar to the black and white handles featured on the tiers of the Kingdom Pro controller for Switch 1, and the colored handles featured on limited edition Splatoon Pro controllers. A further image posted by Lima appears to show the back of the Pro controller, which shows a small link sprite from the original NES, The Legend of Zelda. Nintendo has still yet to confirm any official plans for the Legend of Zelda's 40th anniversary, but a remake of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is due for release later this year, and the live action Legend of Zelda movie hits cinemas on April 30th. That's next year. It's appearing increasingly likely then that some sort of Zelda Direct may be on the way, which may potentially show gameplay from the Ocarina remake, announce its release date, reveal the above alleged Switch 2 console and Pro controller, and perhaps show some footage from the film. All right, let's see. Um, let's see. Let me see. Hold on, I'll be back. Sorry about that, folks. I had to go use the bathroom real quick. So just bear with me. I'm back. Let me see where I left off here. Yeah, hold on. I was just about to look up another topic here. I was just about to look up another topic. Um, let me see. Hold on, I'm just about to look up another topic real quick. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's do. Let's do. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. All right, so Amazon has confirmed this month's wave of free PC games for Amazon Prime subscribers on its Luna gaming service. This month's games include action RPG Steer Rising and color 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 and up spray paint simulator. Although the service is now part of Amazon's Luna gaming service, which mostly deals with streaming games, the offer here remains the same as it was when when the service was known as Prime Gaming. This means as part of an Amazon Prime subscription, players are given a selection of PC games every month to claim, download, and keep. While other services such as PlayStation Plus and excuse me, PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass only give the player access to each game for as long as they remain subscribed. Amazon's games are instead codes which are redeemed on other stores such as GOG, the Epic Games Store, and Amazon's own games launcher. This means um this means players will continue to have access to these titles even if they cancel their Amazon Prime subscription. Let me get rid of this. What's going on here? All right. The full list of August's free Lunar titles to claim the date they'll be available and the digital stores they can be redeemed from is as follows. All right. So available right now, write and down Hive Swap, Friends, Friend Sim, Pyramids and Aliens, Escape Room, Airship Kingdoms Adrift, Steel Rising. Um, the hell's this? Yeah, Steel Rising. Yeah. Okay, so that's today. That's today. Um, um, August 20th, which is next Thursday, Royal Romances Forbidden Magic 3P Spray Paint Simulator Amazon Games app. August 27th, Haven Dock Amazon Games app, Clash Artifacts of Chaos Epic Games Store. Players can still claim some of July's free Prime gaming titles, which will start to disappear over the course of the month. All claimed titles will remain in the player's library after they are removed. Games still include In Sound Mind, XCOM, Chimera Squad, and Framed Collection. Amazon also allows players to stream some games through its Lunar streaming service. While some of these require an extra payment, the Lunar Standard membership is included with Amazon Prime and includes more than 80 games to stream. New Lunar Standard games coming this month include Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Bluey, the video game, Disney Pixar Brave, the video game, and Disney Pixar Wally, excuse me. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. We'll wrap up right here. We'll wrap up right here, actually. Hold on 1 second. All right, stream choices on the go. Let's do this. All right, as I wrap up this podcast right here, make sure you follow Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, the entertainment review show on Facebook, alongside with Bluesky Social and alongside with Threads and Instagram. The same goes for my other podcast shows that I do, which includes the Sports Edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. Make sure you also follow that. And also, you can also follow my other primary podcast show that I did yesterday, episode 450 of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. Make sure you check out that episode. And of course, you can follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And of course, make sure you go ahead and click on that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page right here. And of course, be sure to also leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments section. Tell me how you feel about the topics in each episode, especially if you have any ideas or questions or anything like that of any TV shows, any movies, any other video gaming news or anything like that. I know there's been some talk about the backlash of PlayStation's decision to basically eliminate physical media, which I talked about that, as well as the backlash, which is crazy and it's stupid in a way. It's fucking stupid in a way of Sony to actually do some shit like that. But It is what it is. And also, be sure to also click on the notification alerts so you'll know when I'll be on the air live, alongside with new topics, new episodes, and things to talk about in the review and everything else. And yeah, so there it is. There it is right there, though, man. That's gonna do it for me. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Rhymes with now or later, and I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you out there. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this podcast as well. As well as you listen, you can hear me out on what I'm actually talking about, as far as like the the TV shows, the the music news, the movie news, the movies, the movies to go over, old and new. Same with TV shows. Same with the gaming news. Um, remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. It's not going to be given to you. It's not going to be given to you on a fucking silver platter. You have to earn it. You have to earn it. And also, follow your goals and dreams. Don't let anybody tell you what's not. Don't let anybody tell you that there's no money into something when you're trying to build something up. The saying goes, if you build it, they will come. So, if you are a content creator, whether you have a podcast, whether you do vlogs, whether you do reviews of movie trailers, video games, and all that great stuff, follow your heart, go with your gut, and be on your P's and Q's creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right? Boom. And that's it. This has been episode 163, titled Red Alert, dedicated to the cop TV shows Hawaii Five-0, NCIS Los Angeles, and NCIS New Orleans. I will add that to the description after I get off the air. And yeah, and tune in next time as I review the Captain America movie franchise, the TV series, including WandaVision, and more gaming news, more music stuff to talk about. I'll see y'all next time. Stay tuned for more new topics in the next episode. Peace and one love. In the words of Ken Stars, which you can listen to on Saturdays at 10 to 11 a.m. with Linda and Ray on Hot 97. Have a good night, everybody.